Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays for you in the Japanese Tier 6 Premium Heavy Tank, the Kaiju O-I. So this is one of the tanks that you could have got in the Monster Hunter Earn-Up for Halloween. Obviously now at the time of this video coming out it's actually passed, but there's a reason for that. I realised that I was at a point where I was trying to produce a video every day on all of the Halloween tanks, which is what we basically did. But that there was going to be one tank that was going to overlap when the earn-up finished, and yeah, you weren't going to be able to earn it anymore, so it was kind of like, oh, that's sad. Well, I had the perfect tank for that video, and that is this tank, which is the Kaiju. It's an OI that doesn't get the ability to have the Derp gun, and is a premium tank, and has, like, you know, special abilities in the Awakened mode. And to be honest, without a derp gun, the OI is really not anything special at all. Because it's exceptionally slow, which means that there's a fair few games where the tank just gets outrun and you can't do anything. This is one of those games. This game is basically not very good at all, but it shows off my general experience of the Kaiju, if I'm honest. It's the exact experience I have most of the times, and that's without being bottom tier, where your armor means absolutely nothing and you're just a big hit point pinata. So yeah, the Kaiju, it's slow, it's got good armour if you're extremely top tier. It's about it really, and to be honest, there's a lot of tier 6s these days especially, that if they press A and fire premium, butcher your armour as well. So you are that hit point pinata, which is why the standard OI is quite nice in the fact that you have the Derp gun, because the Derp gun, the 15cm cannon, hits like a truck and has the ability to pen so much stuff with the HE at tier 5, 6 and 7, but also you've got really good heat rounds that mean that you can pen so much as well. Like if I had the ammo swapper, I could just switch to the heat rounds, fire at that Tiger 1 and pen in for like 700, right, with the Derp gun. With this one, I've got an exceptionally derpy 10cm cannon, which sure, hits for 300 alpha, which is really nice at tier 6, and you've got 175 pen with 201 AP pen, or premium AP pen. But on the whole, it's not that nice of a gun on the OI. You got 3.2 second aim time, which just takes forever to aim in, with 0.43 accuracy. It's just not that nice at all. And what you're going to see is basically the gun being decent, but if the fight doesn't happen where you are, you basically can't do too much. And the gun does like to miss shots as well, which can be really quite annoying too. So in terms of a crew, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Trap Mechanic, and Rapid Aim. Rapid Aim to make the turret traverse as good as possible on this tank. All the gun perks, because the gun is derpy and I want to make it better. And then the other perks are perks that you take all the time. And in terms of equipment on the Kaiju, I run the Advanced Loader, the GLD, and Optics. Optics to be able to spot for myself, because you always want to be able to see, especially when something that's big, fat, and slow like this is. You get out-spotted, you're just going to get trashed so quickly. You want to be able to at least spot and be able to fight back against what is looking at you. The GLD, because the aim time at 3.2 seconds is a long time, and I just want to be able to make sure that I can actually fight back. And the Advanced Loader to make the DPM as good as possible, like you always want to. Now, I'm going to cut this replay here because that is all she wrote, and I'm going to save you another 3 minutes of driving, because that is the experience of the Kaiju, and we're finished with 1300 damage with 1221 assists. I'd say this tank is not that good, and it's very slow. If you don't like slow tanks, this tank is not going to be for you whatsoever. And that first replay was just my general experience of playing the tank, especially if you're bottom tier, because by the time you actually get to the fight as well, the top tier tanks just shred your poor tank and you can't do anything. And this second replay, we are on Malinovka, and I've saved you 3.5 minutes of driving, because that is what it's like again in the Kaiju. 3.5 minutes of just trying to get to the fight. But this replay is about what happens when you do get to the fight and you can try and use the gun and the multi-weapon system, because this tank does have the multi-weapon system. So you've got 2 turrets on the front of the tank which give you the ability to use their cannons, which is nice because they're actually pretty decent for the lightly armoured tanks. So, you know, it does have, I think it's 47mm guns that have about 122 penetration on the premium AP, because that's, you don't want to use the standard AP at 81 pen. The 121 pen that the premium gets on these multi-weapon guns is what you want to be using, because you can penetrate quite a lot with 121, especially if you are top tier. And it's pretty nice for stuff like this. Look, my main cannon ain't loaded, I may as well use the the multi-weapon system, and I can just keep the damage ticking over while shooting at the E25. And in a short space of time, I mean, we hit the hill a minute ago. We hit the top of the hill a minute ago. We've done 2.1k damage. So if you can keep the guns working, you can keep fighting things, you don't have something focus you down and just butcher your armor, you can have a pretty nice time with the Kaiju. And the 300 alpha that the tank has, the multi-weapon system being able to keep the damage ticking, it's definitely nice for the Kaiju. I just wish that this tank had the 15cm cannon in it. I wish it had the ability to load that, or to equip that derp gun that the proper OI has, because that is such an asset for that tank, because you don't have to worry about spending time aiming to be able to pen something. You can just derp them and then make sure you can try and get safe. And especially if you come against something that's got low armor, you know, you can also pen them and have some absolutely memey times, and it's such a nice thing. So as you can see, as soon as you get spotted and artillery is looking at you as well, artillery tends to hit you quite easily as well. So if you're on a map like Mali like this and there's 2 artillery, yeah, it's going to hurt too. And it's a bit of pain, if we're honest. And in this game, it's gone pretty damn well. We're on 4 kills with 2.9k damage, 287 assistance. I couldn't get down to get after the M44. There's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team, which is a medium tank and a light tank. And we know that they were both spotted towards the J2 position. So we're basically going to try our best to get anywhere near that position over there so that we can at least get some sort of damage in and try and get some, maybe, you never know, might get a top gun. You could do that. But you're just seeing here how slow that the tank is. It takes a wee while to get you going, and yeah, you just basically struggle your way along if the fight is on the opposite side of the map. It's just, I mean, if you've played the Japanese heavies and you've played slow tanks in general, you know what this is all about. You know what happens when you get those big slow heavy tanks, or those big slow tanks in general. If the fight is going off nowhere near you, yeah, good luck. You're not going to get anything out of it. And as you can see, the medium tank is currently being swarmed by an artillery, a light tank and a medium tank, and the other light tank gets done in as well. And we spent another 2 minutes driving without being able to do anything. And we finished with the victory. 4 kills, 2.9k damage, 287 assistance. The ace tanker, the high caliber, 1760 base XP. A pretty damn nice game for the Kaiju in a tier 7 game. And those 2 replays basically show what the Kaiju's like. 90% of your games you spend all your time driving, and then you don't get to do anything, especially if the fight goes off somewhere else. And then when you do get to the fight, you do get to get stuck in. It's quite nice, but it's really, really short-lived. And this is why I think this is the worst pick that you could have had in the Halloween mode. But there we go. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!